Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Sabah al-khair. First of all, thank you for the Prime Minister's Office for the invitation, and thank you for coming. Before I start my presentation, I would like to share a small personal story which happened with me here in this center. On the 14th of August, I was having a meeting here in this building, and I had a personal formality to do, so I didn't have any documents, any papers. When I finished the meeting, I was passing by here, I entered, I saw Mudar, the customer service, and I was asking, how can I print the papers because I need to do an urgent formality. I didn't have the papers with me, and usually papers and documentation are scattered everywhere. So he simply said, have a seat, you have them on your mobile? I said, yes. Send them to this email, have a coffee, and we'll finish it. It was an entry permit, which is a visa. Traditionally, doing a visa will take time. You have to go to different places. I had coffee here. It took 15 minutes. The whole formality was finished. I paid, and I left. In 2 hours after I left, I got an email from the Ministry of Human Resources with a copy of that entry permit. That's like a dream. Nobody can really imagine such a formality could have been done in a seamless and integrated way. So this is where I believe the UAE government is setting a benchmark where we at the private sector can learn from this. Before I start, I would like you just to remember, when was the last time you had any service at any front line, be it a hotel, an airport, a supermarket, where you thought, wow, that person who's serving me is excellent. How can I recruit that person? What if that specific person worked for me? Most of the time, most of you have this situation. You never really think about, wow, that technology that they used fits my company. Wow, that location is good. You think about that specific human who gave you the service. And this takes us to the importance of customer experience is all about the people, and anything else comes as an enabler. I'm going to go through this presentation quickly. I may take around 20 minutes. It's going to be more of an interactive presentation. I will start by having some facts about UPS. I'm sure most of you know UPS. UPS was founded in August 28, 1907. And yesterday, we celebrated our 112th years. We connect the UAE to around 220 countries. We have our Indian subcontinent and Middle East headquarters in Dubai, UAE. We operate around a fleet of around 549 aircrafts with 2,320 daily flights that connect the world together. This is very important, not because really we're talking about how many planes we have. These are the right tools that will allow you to provide a fast and efficient service for your clients. When you own the assets, you have control on the service levels. You may have a hybrid model where you don't really control the assets. You may have a challenge in really having a full control on the transportation. We proudly have a global fleet of more than 130,000 vehicles. Many of them have alternative fuel and advanced technologies. We may go in the future to the hybrid models. We may go later to the electric vehicles. So we are on track. For example, this is in Dubai. Oh, it went. It was one of the hybrid vehicles. UPS delivers around 21 million packages and documents every day. Imagine the challenge behind handling such a volume. How much attention and care and connectivity and a smart network you require to deliver that much number of packages every day. It's huge. It's all about people. As I said in the beginning, customer experience is about human to human, edge to edge. We have more than 481,000 employees globally who work around the clock to make sure that the customer experience is seamless and integrated. We have a couple of pillars, and out of them, we can say that we always go the extra mile. We create connected communities through integrated logistics networks. We believe in providing innovative and sustainable logistics solutions. It's all about innovation and creativity. We started, as we said, 112 years back. Usually companies get older by the time of years. I can tell you we are maybe 112 years younger. We're still developing, we're still learning, we're still that great big young company and mature. We started maybe in a small neighborhood in the US, and then we grew globally and started to evolve. This is the past, this is how we look like today, and maybe this is the future. And the future is more about smart logistics networks. It's about drones, it's about electrical vehicles, it's about everything that makes the customer experience easier and more seamless. And by the way, talking about drones, we started in the US to test the commercial drone deliveries. We are setting up a company called Drone Forward, which will really focus on that. And I'm sure you will read about this in the news. Automation and efficiency drives customer experience. It's very important to have everything connected. You have to have fulfillment centers. You have to have the capacity of fulfilling millions of packages every minute. This improves the speed and the efficiency of your operations. It's all about connecting all these together. And by the way, automation doesn't mean a full robotic system. No, you have around 500 people that may work on a single conveyor belt that handles, let's say, 1 million packages per minute. So it's always about having the human factor integrated with the technology here. Today, artificial intelligence, blockchain, augmented reality are very flashy words. Everybody talks about them, right? All the companies talk about digital transformation. We want to transform. What does that mean? Are these companies really utilizing artificial intelligence and machine learning in a proper way to get the right outcome? Maybe. In UPS, for example, we can give you an example of how we utilize AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning, when it comes to weather prediction. I mean, today, if we want to deliver to you a package in Europe, and there will be a storm after 2 days, I cannot promise you a delivery after 2 days if there's a storm coming, which will block the roads, or maybe the airport is going to close. So that's why we have the big data here, which plays a big role in analyzing more than 1 billion data points that are captured from the GPS, the RFIDs, drivers, trucks, etc. This is where a smart network works. This is where all this information and data through AI gives you a proper prediction and a proper outcome. And by the way, based on the AI analytics, the delivery routes will be planned automatically. So in this case, the delivery courier will have the route planned automatically based on this information to make sure when I promise you I will deliver on Tuesday, I will come on Tuesday. It's more of a proactive solution. The first impression always lasts. Yes, people think, by the way, that the transportation, a delivery is just picking up and delivering a parcel. And yes, the customer experience is very short here. But what happens at the back of the operations, or what happens really in the journey of a package, is much more longer. The journey of an international parcel is very long. Different touch points. If we're talking about the UPS services, from a small package to the air freight, a full 747, ocean freight, customs clearance, consolidation, even when we go back to all the technology solutions, it's complicated, but it should be very efficient. If any of these gets broken, the whole customer experience is gone. When we say customs clearance here, it highlights a very important topic, which is the private-public sector partnership. I mean, here it can be handled by a private sector company. You need a proper alignment with the customs authorities at every country here to make sure that the whole process end-to-end is very seamless. So it's very important, wherever we have here public sector involvement, to have a full alignment. And we can see this in the UAE. I mean, in the UAE, we can pre-clear a shipment even before it arrives. This is because of the advanced technologies which the customs authorities have. And this enables us as operators and integrators. What's the real journey of a package? Again, you will have at the back of your brain pickup, truck, airplane, and delivery. It's much more. All these touch points are what a package suffers every single day. Hundreds of hands touch every package. We need to make sure that every single hand has a full responsibility on every touch point. It starts by just choosing what you want to bring. You research online, you pay online, you check out. Then a label is put to your package. The driver picks it up. It goes to the warehouse. We consolidate based on country, neighborhood, area, region. And then you have the export clearance formality. It goes into loading into the flight. The flight, which is, we call it usually, it's called the line haul. And then it arrives to the destination. You have the import clearance, warehouse sorting, and then it goes to the required vehicle per area. And after that, the driver will come to your house and you will have the proof of delivery. Does it end here? Do you think it ends here, the whole customer experience? No. Let me tell you why. Or before I tell you why, I think I have a story here. I have a story before I tell you why. One time, my daughter wanted a printer, a very specific printer which wasn't available in the UAE. And I went to one of these international e-commerce sites. I found a printer. I was able to buy it in 2 clicks. I paid the right price. The experience was brilliant. And it came within 48 hours from the US. By the way, I wasn't working with UPS at that time, but it came with UPS. So I have to be fair here. We got the printer. We opened the printer. My daughter was very excited. The moment we plugged it in the electricity, smoke came out. And it was damaged. Because of the voltage, you know, the US voltage is different. Honestly, I didn't pay attention to the voltage there, and it wasn't obvious. It was around 9 p.m. I called the manufacturer of this printer, not the e-commerce site. They had a 24/7 helpline. And they said, no, sorry. After waiting for 20 minutes on an international call, by the way. And they said, you know what? You did not notice that. The warranty doesn't cover. Sorry, we cannot do anything. Without even negotiation. Send us an email and we will check it out. I sent an email, not to them, because I lost hope. I sent an email to the e-commerce site. Trust me, in 20 minutes, I received an email from the agent there at night, without any question, telling me, we are very sorry for what happened. It's not your mistake. Would you like to have a refund, or would you like the package to be replaced? I mean, for me, it was a bit strange. I've never seen this before. At least they will ask me what happened. And then I told them, okay, you know what? How can I return the package? I will not bear the return charges of the package. It will cost me a fortune. I said, no need. Do whatever you want with it. Keep it with you. Throw it. We don't want it. We trust you, and you're going to send the replacement. That was brilliant. This is what I call a very seamless. By the way, if I didn't connect with them, the whole experience could have been broken the moment I plugged it in the electricity. So what this agent did is he changed my full mindset into a very loyal client for that website. I'm never going to buy that brand because the brand did not really give me the attention, but I'm going to go to that website and buy the same item, maybe in a different brand. So that website retained me forever as a client by simply empowering the employee and making my experience a good one. Customer experience is about convenience, and this is how we do it. I mean, we want to deliver a shipment for you wherever you are, and sometimes we want to give you the option to collect your parcel across the world from wherever you are, next to your house, next to your work, in your neighborhood. UPS has something called the access points. You have the lockers, you have drop points. You don't really need us to come and collect. You can drop it in any of the UPS locations, fully automated. So we go where the customers are. We offer omni-channel solutions. And here, by the way, when you talk about Loop and we talk about the community values, it's never only about delivering on time or receiving on time. Many of you here have also these values of environment-friendly packaging, plastic waste. So Loop, for example, is a company which we partner with to make sure that we break the single packaging solution and allow you to have reusable packaging solutions. So this package, we put your parcel in it, it goes to different people, and then you can return it and use it again. This is excellent for the environment. This is part of a customer experience. It's not only about the delivery. DX and CX. DX is a digital experience. How easy it is to really split between the digital experience and the customer experience? Impossible. I mean, today, in today's world, you cannot do that. It's all about being online. Customers are online. They buy online, they search online, and they use all kinds of technologies to make sure. Social media as well is an integral part of every business that we have today to monitor, improve, and engage the customer experience. I mean, no company should not be online. They should have the social media channels for customer engagement, engaging with clients, whether by selling the products or by solving the problems or fulfilling any requirements all the time. Digital AI, machine learning, and all blockchain and all these are extremely important, but again, they come after what comes first. These will help you more to predict the behavior of your client. And companies like us, we predict your behavior, and we will predict where you will be, for example, tomorrow in the afternoon based on the data that we have, of course, publicly, which is usually which you may share online. So the machine learning and the artificial intelligence will allow us to really customize our services to cater to your requirements as clients. Automation reduces human errors, by the way, because there's a lot of human error in the industry, especially when you have millions of packages. I mean, things go wrong. Technology will help you really to stop that. This is very important, reverse logistics. I was talking about receiving a package. The whole journey was excellent, and you were happy you signed on the proof of delivery. When you open the box, it's a different color. It's broken. It's a different size. How easy is it for you as a consumer to return back that package? Will it be as easy, seamless, and integrated as it came to you? That's the question. I will relate this to the government services. Today, I came here. I told you the story. It was a 10, 15 minutes. In 2 hours, I had everything. What if there was a mistake in the paper, a spelling mistake? What if I was overcharged? How easy will it for me to come here, amend the spelling, get approvals, or get my money back? This is where the public sector can think proactively in every single formality, to think of, you know what, it never ends when the formality is over. It will take some time to verify that. So here in our industry, if we deliver a package for you, and then it was small, how easy will be the return label, we call it, to be provided for you so that with one click, you can return it back to the merchant. And does this mean it's only the UPS part? No. It's the UPS and the e-commerce website, or the merchant, or the customer. How much you are integrated to make sure that it's easy for you to return the package, and how much is it easy for me to know that you want to return the package so that I can come quickly within, let's say, an hour or so and take it back and tell you sorry. I mean, you have to have always your staff prepared to handle these complaints that come. Different complaints come in this industry. I'm talking about the transportation, but this applies for everywhere. And this is where empowering your staff to take decisions on the front line is very important. What makes a great customer experience? I mean, it should always go beyond the traditional customer service, because we used to always talk customer service. Extra mile with fewer steps. I would like to stop on this point. This is purely about empowering people. The extra mile shouldn't take that long. The extra mile should take less steps by empowering people and frontliners, be it public or private sector, to solve the customer problem or to fix an issue without going into 5 and 10 and 20 approvals. That's very important and key. I mean, the risk is very low. There is no financial burden here. People usually spend on advertising. By deleting one ad and taking that budget and giving it to that specific agent to give a discount, to give a credit note, whatever it is, will really make a big, big difference. And as I said, both government and private. Of course, I understand that in the government services and the public services, you will have things that need to be verified because of situations. But again, it can be done in a faster way. Same way like, again, we did here in the center. It's very important to make it unforgettable. A delivery experience ends by after we deliver the package. A government service provides you an experience that creates a memory forever. I mean, any government service that I do personally, and it's usually, you don't have different options or different providers who will provide the same. It's only one entity or one country. If it was very good, it will stick in my brain forever, and I will talk about it to everybody in town. But when it goes to private sector, a delivery, it can go wrong. He will forget the next day. The best practice seamlessly aligned. I mean, here it's very important always the private and the public to talk to each other and share the best practices when it comes to customer experience. At the end, the customer is a citizen and the citizen is a customer. So if we align together all the time, we will uplift the overall service level in town. And I can see that the UAE is very much leading in this way. Less effort and more impact as well. It doesn't really require a lot of effort for any agent to please a customer or to provide a good customer experience. I wanted to go out a little bit of the transportation and just give you quick examples here about these 4 industry segments which touch the lives of everybody here. When you talk retail, you know, all these touch points are connected to each other. If anything goes wrong here, the customer experience is going to be affected. And the most important one I personally see is when I go to the showroom. And by the way, does anybody know what do these baskets, green and red baskets, mean? Today, when you go to a mall, you enter a store, big store. I mean, you have around 20 salespeople jumping and trying to sell, which is normal. I mean, it's their job. How can I help you? You will hear, how can I help you, almost in every corner of the store, correct? We face it. This is maybe a forceful way of selling, and a forceful way of selling will really disturb the customer experience, because I want to enter a store and really have my time to look and search. And sometimes I enter the store and I know what I want. So I just go there, pick up the mobile and leave. There was a Korean company which was working in the cosmetics. They put for you when you enter 2 kinds of baskets. Green one means I need help. Red one, please don't approach. So if you're carrying the red one, I can assure you, nobody is going to disturb you, which is a brilliant thing. They thought about the tiniest details of the customer experience. I mean, anybody can deploy it here. I don't think this is really exclusive. Public sector, the formality is a must. I mean, you cannot say, I don't want to do a formality. It always starts from the formality, the requirements, the documentation, the paperwork. How much paperwork do I need to make a formality? Do I need all these papers? Do you already have these papers from my previous formality? I mean, always we ask this question, why am I supposed to give, let's say, the Emirates ID copy whereby I used it? And this is where you see now maybe the UAE government, through the Services One Center, are not asking you anymore always. You will have your digital maybe ID somewhere, somehow, where they can take this information rather than asking you to get it. Appointment. I mean, rarely you need to take an appointment unless it's a medical thing. But again, if there was an appointment, how easy it was. Through an app, through a telephone, how quick it is. The location is very important. Should I drive 2 hours to make a formality, or I will find, let's say, one of these centers next to me? The parking plays a very important role as well in the touch points. Waiting time. I mean, I said I came here, 15 minutes, I was done. Processing, how much time after I wait it takes. The payment. Cash. Do you have cash? If I don't have cash and there's no ATM, should I go to an ATM and drive for 50 minutes? Or there's an alternative solution? The frequency of doing it again. I mean, if I'm, let's say, renewing any paper, how much or how frequently should I do that? Should I come every year? Should I come every 5 years? Should I never come again? That's a very important question. Same thing in the healthcare. When you check the symptoms online and then you take an appointment, you go to the medical center. Here, the customer experience is a bit different. Forget about the appointment and the symptoms. The care and the attention that you will get from that specific doctor is very important. It's extremely important. When you feel the doctor serving you or really caring about you, I don't want you to be sick. So I'm there to help you rather than I'm thinking what kind of medicine I will give you so that you will consume that medicine. So it's very important to have even the medical sector very customer-centric and very caring about the customer experience as overall. The testing I made today as a client or as a customer, even evaluate that specific hospital, how much time the blood test took. I'm worried. I mean, it's all about emotions. Should I wait 48 hours? If the process of blood testing takes 48 hours because that's how it works, I'm fine. If it's because that's the process, let me change it. Why shouldn't I tell you in 2 hours, reduce your worry here and tell you you're very fine. Diagnosis as well. How quick, if we had anything, the medicine, you go down, you finish everything, let's say everything is perfect. You go down to the pharmacy inside the hospital. You take a ticket. Should I wait for 1 hour? I mean, everything up, finished in 20 minutes. Why should I wait for 1 hour? That's why customers are very demanding these days. You need to ensure that every single touch point here is studied carefully to make sure that it's even better than the one before. Every single point here should be much better than the one before. Shipping. Again, it goes to coating, booking a pickup, the paperwork, how we pack, the transit time, are you able to track or no? Because today, if we do all these perfectly well, and then the credit officer will call you, if you are a B2B customer, you have companies, right? You open an account, let's say with UPS, and we do everything perfect. Then we want the payment. If that person was rude in asking for the payment, this will spoil the whole customer experience. So every single touch point really matters. Story time, another story. The question mark here, it really means confusion. Again, I'm an online shopper. I bought something also from the same website which I told you about. And they told me you will receive it within 4 to 5 working days. It came again in 48 hours. And I ordered that on Thursday night. It came on Saturday morning. Irrespective who's the shipping company, I was very, very excited. I wasn't really still in UPS by that time, but because I know the industry, as a customer, I evaluate based on the shipping. So I went into every detail, every single detail, even the technology that the courier company had to inform me that your package arrived. I mean, it was brilliant. It was perfect. I was really shocked. So I said, okay, who should I thank? Is it the website or is it the courier company? Because I called the courier company and said, you know, I'm not in the office based on your delivery timing. Please, you need to change it to late night. And the call center didn't tell me no. She said, yes, sir, anytime you want. So the whole experience was good. So I said, who should I call? The CEO of the courier company or the CEO of that? That's the big question. This tells you who is really the responsible person to make sure that I had a very seamless and integrated journey here. It is both. So I sent an email to the CEO of that website, and I sent an email appreciation to the CEO of the courier company. One responded to me through his secretary in 30 minutes, and one responded in 1 hour, thanking me as well for appreciating their service. They did not ignore my email. So this is the cherry on the top. After the great service, because of the integration between both and the SOPs, and then these two senior executives had the time to thank me. That was a brilliant customer experience. And this is where I believe everybody can work on it. It just needs the intention to make sure that you don't have any weak point from the chain. In the past, nobody knew about customer experience. I mean, these new trendy words and the great words like entrepreneurship, innovation, customer experience, CX, I mean, 10 years back, we never heard of them. We used to talk customer service. By that time, the only touch point that was visible to the client was the last one. Because you used to go to, let's say, a shop and buy. You didn't have really an e-commerce website to see that it was collected, the payment was done. So, you know, very visible and very easy to manage. If the agent in front of me is friendly and the item came quickly, that's a perfect customer service. Complaints and appreciations. If you had a good service, during a dinner with your family or friends, you will tell them, wow, that company was great. And it ends here. Next morning, everybody forgets. Same thing for the complaint. You will go very angry, bad company, and then everybody forgets it. Today, it's completely different. Lower customer expectations and higher customer retention. I mean, the client at that time, they used to say, do your job only. Today, doing our job is never enough. They always expect more. And they benchmark. You do a good job, your competitor is doing a better job. So you have to uplift yourself and do better than your competitor. Engagement channels were mostly outlets and landlines. You had that landline, you remember that phone, and the outlets, nothing else. These were the only touch points for clients. It was all about the pure human interaction, which really elevated the customer loyalty at that time, because the loyalty of the client used to come to that store every time. He knows the person, good morning, good night, thank you, bye-bye. That's it. So there is no need for me to go to a different shop. And competition did not have the channel to approach my customer at that time and tell them, we are doing a better job than XYZ. Today, it's different. Today, it's really customer experience. It's a customer journey. Online means the client will know every single step. Online means full awareness and ultimate visibility. You cannot tell the client the package wasn't picked up anymore. They can go online and track it. Transparency is now a forced option. Customers will judge your brand based on every single touch point. As I said in my previous slides, 20 steps of a package, one step goes wrong, you're done. Higher customer expectations will lead to a tougher competition. And believe it or not, the public sector is a very big competitor these days to the private sector, which is excellent. I mean, look at the UAE, look at the center. Where can you do any formality in that small number of documentation, time, and effort? It's not there. We can always have a great competition, and we can learn from the public sector, especially in a place like the United Arab Emirates. Online channels changed the rules of engagement. I mean, today, if I go and complain on any company, with one click, it can reach millions of people. And there is no damage control here. When it goes out of control, there is no way you can go back. That's why top CEOs and top executives should be on the top of understanding the customer journey and the customer experience. You cannot engage with a CEO online and he or she will ignore your engagement, because the moment this gets retweeted or re-forwarded, the brand and the executive are in trouble. Online channels, creativity and innovation are not an option anymore. Today, organizations should really work on improving the culture of innovation and creativity. You cannot really stay in the market, or you cannot stay in the industry if you don't be innovative and creative. Disruption is killing companies. I always say competition is painful, but disruption is deadly. If you don't really disrupt yourself and ensure that nobody ever is trying to eat your business alive and disrupt you through innovation and creativity and trying to come up with new ways of serving clients, somebody else will do it and you'll be out of business. How to create a perfect CX. This is basically more for if you are establishing a new company. I'm sure maybe many of you will have startups, you are entrepreneurs, you set up your own business, and you think, what should we do? How do we do it in that traditional and basic way? And I believe it's all about basics. It doesn't really need a rocket science. It's always important to ask what the customer needs. What do they want? How they want it? You need to map the journey. The shorter it is, the more it's memorable. You need to align with external partners. And this takes me back to the e-commerce, when I said that the merchant and the website and the shipping company should be fully aligned. If you set up your own business and you want to do shipping and you come to us, you need to make sure that we understand what you promised your client, and you understand that we give you the tool to deliver, let's say, within 24 hours as you promised. And you need to chase us to make sure that we do it. If you don't do that, if my part of the role or your part of the role goes wrong, you will lose the client. Service-oriented employees only, especially in front lines. I mean, you don't need anybody who's sitting there and not really happy to serve clients. It's important to handpick these people and make sure that they serve with passion. Passion is very important here. You cannot force anybody to serve, and the client will feel it. I mean, I go to do a formality. I feel that agent, if he or she are doing it from their heart and with passion or no. It should be embedded in your culture. Customer experience is culture. It's never something that you just design and put it as a flashy headline. It is a culture by itself. Create an emotional connection with clients. Again, we go back to the human-to-human part. You need to build partnership and loyalty through trust. Trust and transparency. Your package is going to be late, tell the client. Your order is not going to arrive on time because of a storm, tell the client. No need to keep it for the last moment. Be transparent and inform proactively. We said it. Empower, collaborate, and break down silos. You don't need, again, 3 or 4 people to look into that case and fix it. One person, empower, it's done. The client will measure that point by point. Listen, capture feedback in real time. For example, the UAE happiness meter, or I think I saw here, there is the feedback corner. When you do a formality here and finish and you're happy, you go to the feedback corner. And can I tell you something? It takes a lot of courage to have something like the happiness meter or a feedback corner, because you are sure or mostly confident that you are capable of giving a good service, so that good feedback is going to go there. Even if things go wrong, the moment the bad feedback goes there, it's a good corrective indication for you to fix your problem. Analyze data to make constant adjustments. This takes us back to machine learning and AI, which are very important to provide. Data is very important these days. Data will give you the customer behaviors and what the customers expect from you without really having the big effort. Because business intelligence, by the way, if you remember, there's business intelligence, and now it's more of artificial intelligence. Business intelligence used to be, preparing Excel sheets and all this data, and then at the end of the month, you see, you know what, that was the trend. AI is real time. AI gives you immediately today, based on the holiday, for example, in London, you will have a traffic jam or no, right? So it's a real time opportunity. How can we make it exceptional, seamless, and integrated? I mean, the question is it that easy? Yes, but you have 4 or 5 points which is worth to focus on. Always embrace the latest technologies. I mean, technologies are changing every single day. Today, you may come up with an app. The app will be replaced by a bot after 2 days. The bot will be replaced maybe by a robot, and then it goes into something we never saw. So there is no technology that's really lasting, or new technology, more than a year. In the financial topics usually, or the balance sheets, you say, you know what? We take a depreciation of any IT asset for 5 years. Today, it doesn't go maybe more than 2 years, because you know that this piece of technology that you have, which used to be depreciated for 5 years, is going to change after 6 months or 1 year. So you reduce the depreciation time because you know that something better is coming, and it's very fast. Technology is an enabler, not a replacement. People will fear that customer experience means we need more robots, more automated centers. No, these will enable your customer experience. These will make the customer experience easier, but you still need people. People need people. I mean, it's not me, it's people. You all need to deal with people. I call sometimes, institutions, and I receive these robots talking to me. It's too lengthy. Give me an agent in 50 seconds and let me finish that formality. I'll be more than happy. Do it better than the best in your industry. Already, whoever is the best in your industry is doing it in a perfect way, seamless and integrated. Do it better. And look again, talking about the UAE. The UAE is always leading to be the number one in everything we do here. So this applies to that as well. Why don't we always aim to be the number one in everything we do? Every touch point is as important as the other. I mean, when you have that chain with 10 or 15 steps, you can never give an importance for only one. When the chain is broken, the whole process is affected. End-to-end should be every stakeholder's KPI and shared responsibility. I'll give you an example. When we say end-to-end, and let's take the journey of a package, it means from the moment the package is picked up till the time it's delivered. So what happens in between customs authorities, between the aircraft, between our pilots who fly your shipments, between the fulfillment center, between the delivery courier, everybody should be really measured in terms of performance based on the end-to-end result. When we say in 2 days, everybody who makes these 2 days possible should be responsible. And everybody who is causing any threat to delay these 2 days should be responsible. I would like to show you this video now, and after that, I'll tell you why I'm really showing this video.
Expo 2020 Dubai, a celebration of human ingenuity, and with almost 200 countries exhibiting and millions of visitors attending, seamless, integrated logistics is critical. Getting exhibition material where it needs to be, on time, in a perfectly coordinated way, is just part of the challenge. Eric and his team of designers have been working on their country exhibition for months. It's brilliant and inspiring. So the last thing they need to discover during installation is that something is missing or damaged. That's where UPS come in. As the official logistics partner of Expo 2020 Dubai, UPS has access to the key areas of the site, and preparation for the event is extensive. Putting infrastructure in place, developing new technology, coordinating access for a wide range of vehicles that can manage goods securely and in an environmentally sensitive way, the list is endless. UPS are there to perfectly coordinate all your logistic needs, from managing your delivery needs by air, land or sea, to ensuring the smooth handling of shipping documentation so that each country showcase, including Eric's, arrives where it needs to be, piece by piece, when it needs to be there. That's why Eric and his design team can rest assured that all their effort and creativity won't go to waste. Trust UPS Builder. UPS, the official logistics partner for Expo 2020 Dubai, bringing your world to the world.
The purpose of really showing you this great video is, first of all, of our pride in being partners with the Expo 2020, and to show you that now we're going to a next level here, which is called a country experience. We spoke about customer experience, and within the customer experience, it is called citizen experience when it comes to government, but all this takes you back to the bigger impact, which is the country experience. Expo 2020 and the UAE will attract over 190 countries bringing their pavilions here to the Expo. So imagine the UAE is creating a country experience for 190 other countries. It's much bigger than a simple customer experience here. You're talking about an expected 25 million visitors who will come to Expo. These 25 million visitors are between tourists, business people, and different types of people. How challenging but how exciting is it to partner with the UAE government to make sure that the Dubai Expo 2020 provides a seamless and integrated experience for countries, for full countries. The Expo site is in the size of around 618 football fields, and this is where UPS is going to double its workforce in the UAE to manage the full logistics there. So for us, if we don't really rely on our smart logistics, on our global network, on every single technology and every single strength we built across the past 112 years, how can we contribute? We are going to capitalize on everything we've done before to make sure that we are part of this legacy. Imagine how much dedication, experience, and infrastructure this requires from UPS to make it happen. But with the full support of Dubai and the UAE, I'm sure we're going to do it and be part of the legacy. We've done it before. We've done China 2008 Olympics. We've done London 2012 Olympics. We were talking about around 19 million items in and out of the venue of the Olympic Village, and here we went up to 30 million items. And we look forward to share with you maybe after the Expo ends the great success story of UPS and the UAE and the Expo. It's all about citizen experience, customer experience, and country experience. It should always be seamless and integrated. Thank you very much.